So, what do you do if your affair partner is not wanting you to date anyone else while you're seeing him? So, he's married, you're single, he's not wanting you to go out and see other people while you're investing in this affair relationship. Firstly, this is a very common experience where you're tied up in this experience with your affair partner, but he gets really uncomfortable or jealous when you see other people. And there can be a few ways that this can play out. Obviously, everyone's different. Every affair partner's different on how they feel towards you dating or seeing other people. So I'm going to cover a few things because it can go in a multitude of different directions. Before we get started, my name is Kate London, and I support women who are in affair relationships through the pain and confusion of living a double life. Ultimately, these experiences are extremely isolating. There is a lot of judgment, a lot of shame, a lot of blame, as a society, a real lack of understanding around why these dynamics are happening and how to support women that are in affair relationships through this pain in a shame-free, supportive way. We cannot heal if we are sitting, actually, I hear this often, if we are sitting in front of a therapist and we leave feeling like, I don't know, their body is reacting in a way that it is uncomfortable for them to digest my truth. If you're sharing so damn vulnerably and your therapist can't even fully receive what you're saying and maybe has like opinions that are not expressed, that's a big red flag towards your healing, because you cannot heal if you feel a lack of complete safety when sharing. So I digress into a completely different direction. But essentially, I support women through a membership community. A community is so powerful when healing. We want to be able to talk with other women who get what we're going through, who have been through or are going through what we're going through. I think community in itself is one of the biggest things that is going to exponentially support your healing journey. And then I also offer one-to-one private support where we can really go deep on creating massive momentum and massive shifts in your life so you're no longer feeling unfulfilled. And that's not necessarily about leaving your affair partner, but it's no longer living a life that is compromising you and the direction of where you want to go. Let's talk about what to do when your affair partner doesn't want you dating anyone else. Back to the different ways that this can unfold. One, your affair partner might say, go out, go date people, go, like, I want you to date people. But then as soon as you start actually maybe having a conversation with someone or mentioning someone that you're dating, immediately they flip and they either say, that person doesn't sound like a good person for you. That person doesn't seem like they have your highest interest at heart, or maybe they're not actually a healthy person for you. And so they become protective of you seeing that person. And so although they've said, go out, go see someone, as soon as you get to the point of seeing someone, then you're blocked and you can't actually see that person. That is one way that things unfold. But the other is literally just not wanting you to go out and see people. And so I have 4 questions that you can ask yourself around this if this is coming up in your affair dynamic. So, firstly, am I being restricted? Based on the nature of the relationship, he is currently in a committed relationship. And so, based on the level of commitment that he can give me, am I being restricted on me also living my life and going towards having fun, or maybe looking for other commitments based on his availability or unavailability to fully give to me? Next question, are my needs being met? The reality is this is an affair relationship. He cannot meet your needs fully while he is engaged or has commitments elsewhere at the degree or the capacity that's going to feel nourishing to you. And so it's absolutely understandable if you're wanting to go date, maybe just try to take your focus off your affair partner, because he ultimately isn't meeting all your needs. And that can bump up against a lot of grief and sadness and longing in a direction that isn't ultimately going to fulfill you. If you're noticing that there is going to be a lack of fulfillment in the direction of this affair relationship, then you're going to want to put your focus in another area. And sometimes you do this in a way of like, okay, I need to start moving on. And so you're like, I'm engaged with my affair partner. I love my affair partner, but he ultimately isn't moving forward. He's not committing to me. And so I need to start moving on. And so there's a lack of needs here that he can provide. And so you're going outside of the affair relationship in order to look at getting these met. One of the conversations that you could have with your affair partner is the needs that you have in a relationship. Is he able to provide them? And if he isn't, then absolutely have every right to go look at getting them met. If these needs are non-negotiable to you, then it's either this man can meet these needs. And on a bigger level, it's like, I need exclusivity. I need to be publicly dating you, all of these things. If these cannot be met, then I'm going to continue looking or dating and putting my focuses elsewhere until I can actually see that you can meet these needs. The next one is this equal? Is there a mutual respect here around having a healthy, equal set of rules in the dynamic of this relationship? He's married. He has commitments. And so you have every right to also have other commitments or other focuses in other directions because he too can't give that. And if he's worried about that, then he needs to leave his partner. It's pretty simple. He needs to leave his partner. Otherwise, no, I absolutely should be able to go dating because you two are also tied up with somebody. And he could say, like, yeah, but this somebody, like, our love isn't there anymore, or our relationship is dead, or I haven't been sleeping with her in years. Like, this is a different story. You're going out and wanting to actually kiss these guys and fall in love with these guys. I'm not in love with my wife. It's nothing about that. You're engaged in a commitment with someone. I too should be able to go and engage in commitments with someone. If that is where you're at in the level of commitment that you can give to me, then I also am going to give that level of commitment back to you. It needs to be equal. Absolutely. And if he is uncomfortable with that, then leave your relationship and I will absolutely commit to you. Coming back to these needs is these needs are going unfulfilled. I need these needs to be met. I need an exclusive relationship. I'm going to keep dating until I can get that. Or I'm going to keep putting my focuses in places where I can get these needs met. Maybe I want to be able to spend the night with someone and be able to call on them and know that they're going to pick up the phone. At the moment, I can't call on you. You're with your wife. And so these are certain needs that you want met in a relationship, and he either rises to meet you there or you can absolutely go and get them fulfilled elsewhere. The next one is a little bit of a vague one, but what feels off about this? Just listen to it. And he may have stories around justifications around if you share, well, this doesn't feel equal, then he may have a justification around it that sounds very much like, wow, that makes sense. That's true. But if there's parts in you that feel off about it and it just doesn't make sense or it doesn't feel equal, listen to it. What is off about this? We do not want you entering a relationship where there is an unhealthy power balance, where it is not an equal relationship. Absolutely not. This is emotionally unsafe. This is not fair. And so, if there's parts of you that are picking up on that and it feels off, listen to that. Otherwise, you're going to be going down a road of a lack of safety and a lack of respect and a lack of care, a relationship that's not equal. And so, listen to what feels off. So, I want to go into 4 reasons why the sign of your affair partner not allowing you to date can be very unhealthy. And it's really important to honor where there is unhealthiness in this expectation, because we're not wanting to enter you down a relationship that is compromising you, that is not going to lead to ultimate fulfillment and care. So let's highlight these signs. One is isolation. You're in a secret relationship with a married man and he's not allowing you to go see other people. That's isolating. You're in a secret relationship. You're unable to fully date publicly, or if you're in this experience, you're not allowed to go and see other people while he's not able to fully commit to you. That means you're putting all your focus into this one basket and are not able to put your focus into other directions or other people. That's isolating. That is unsafe. That is actually one of the signs of emotional abuse. And so it is really important for you, if you are in an affair relationship, to make sure that you aren't isolating yourself. Affairs are so isolating. Just look at the word isolation and be like, where am I isolating myself? And how can I bridge that gap so that I am not isolating myself out from this world? Next one, emotional investment. Is him not allowing you to date anyone else an equal investment into the relationship? So right now he has a marriage or he has a relationship. He has energy that is going outside of you into other relationships. And then you're able to give 100% of your investment into him. Is it an equal investment? If he can only give you 60%, then I would tell him, well, then I should too also be only able to give you 60% of me as well. The next one is time and availability. When you're in an affair relationship with a married man, he is not available all the time. You have to meet on his timeline or his schedule in order to line up when you can see each other. And so, again, this is just you waiting and kind of squeezing your life into his schedule. And so it's really important, if he's not allowing you to go and live your life and then expecting you to be fully available to him and to fit into his timeline. Now, this may not be an expectation. He may never expect this of you, but it's an unconscious pattern that arises in affair relationships because the married man has commitments, you don't. And so naturally, you're just going to be available on Friday at 2 p.m. when he's available. You might even have a freer schedule. And so you make sure that you just are free at 2 p.m. So it may not feel like a big thing, but just notice the energetics of it. You are fully available. He's only this available. And now you're merging all your life to fit into his availability, as opposed to him also doing the same heavy lifting of being like, okay, hold on a second. I'm only 60% available. This lady that I love is also going to only be 60% available. And so I too have to work at being able to earn her time. Don't give up all your time in order to just be available to him when he needs. That's not healthy. It's imbalanced. And lastly, decision-making power. Again, when a married man only has 60% or even 20% to give to you, then ultimately, often he has a lot of decision-making power, because it's like, well, I want to do whatever he is available for, because if I'm not available for that, then, and he's only available for 20% and I'm not available for that, then am I only going to get 2% for this man that I love? And so unconsciously, he has a lot greater power and say in the relationship, simply because he's less available and you're fully available. So I want to come back to your man or your affair partner not allowing you the freedom to date other people. If there is an energy there, really tune into it. If it feels off, honor that. If he is uncomfortable by it and jealous by it, and you feel bad or sad for him because you're like, he's trapped in his marriage. I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to make him hurt. This is very much a people pleasing, like empathy. I'm going to say empathy, not people pleasing, but we really care for people and their emotions. And so when we see that our fair partner is hurting because of our actions, like that's the last thing that we want to do. However, it is important to call him to rise, because if he's not going to actually take any actions forward on getting out of his marriage, in order to commit to you, then he too is compromising you. He's not fully respecting you. You too are holding the weight of those emotions. And so it's really important to honor yourself, acknowledge where his actions are also hurting you. make sure that you don't get caught up in this feeling of really empathizing for the pain that he's going through at the cost of your own emotional health and freedom. So I hope that helps. If you want support through this journey, I have the membership community and I also have the one-to-one support. So by all means, reach out and we'll help you go through this healing journey in a way that you are living a life that is fully uncompromising and exciting and intimate and emotionally safe. Absolutely can earn all of that in a relationship, and you deserve to have that close to you. So I hope that helps. Bye for now.